And welcome back to downtown St. Louis. Coventry Healthcare proudly presents Arch Madness 2013 Game 4. The Northern Iowa Panthers taking on the Illinois State Redbirds. Welcome back inside the Scott Trade Center. Scott Warman with you. What a day, what an evening of basketball we've had, and we've got one more big contest coming up between these two teams. Northern Iowa, Illinois State matching up 2 times earlier this season, and it was the Northern Iowa Panthers winning both of those games. Could the third time be the charm for the Illinois State Redbirds? The winner of this one, of course, will take on Wichita State, who just won the previous game. Let's take a look at the matchup between these two teams, and you can see the numbers, and you can see almost identical the records as well. But look at the points per game. Illinois State almost 10 more points per game than the Northern Iowa Panthers. Standing by, John Rooney and Mark Adams. They're getting set to get you more insight on this quarterfinal matchup, and they'll bring you the Redbirds and the Panthers as we roll on our coverage of Arch Madness 2013 from the Scott Trade Center here in downtown St. Louis right after this. The 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Coventry Healthcare, the official presenting sponsor for the MVC TV network. Text wellness to 74574 to find out more. By Emerson, the proud presenting partner of the Larry Bird Trophy. Emerson, consider it solved. And by Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza.
Welcome back inside Scott Trade Center. Arch Madness continues here in the Missouri Valley Conference with the Illinois State Redbirds up against the Northern Iowa Panthers. With Mark Adams, I'm John Rooney. And Mark, we've had some interesting matchups, but this looks like a knockdown drag-out in the making between these two. And these two could win some games in the NCAA.
You know, when you would look at these two basketball teams, talented enough to win games in the NCAA tournament, but only one of them is going to advance here tonight, and one will be eliminated from all kinds of tournament appearances, especially NCAA. However, when you talk about Illinois State, they've been up, down, they've been all over the map, but when they're good, they're really good. And Northern Iowa, over the last 9 games, has been the hottest team in the Missouri Valley, and they would be in first place if you just took the standings over the last 3 or 4 weeks. This is a basketball team that's playing its best basketball right now.
A couple of the best players in the conference will be on stage tonight, beginning with Jackie Carmichael.
Jackie Carmichael, one of those guys that you just love to watch. First team all-conference. And Jackie Carmichael is a guy that will get the double-double for you. 14 double-doubles, that's 13th in the country. He's got that little face-up game. He's also in the top 30 in the country in rebounds per game and the greatest shot blocker in Illinois State history. For Northern Iowa, Seth Tuttle is playing the best basketball of his 2-year career. He's coming off of back-to-back double-doubles. Seth Tuttle is a guy right now, he's playing defense for Ben Jacobson. He's playing offense as well. Yeah, he's a big guy that can face up.
Tom Ackerman is joining us from the sideline, working with us here tonight. Tom?
Well, John, Dan Muller, welcome to Arch Madness as a head coach. In his first season, here he is with the Illinois State Redbirds, and as he mentioned, that 0-6 start in Valley play. You know, I was in Bloomington Normal when Illinois State was going through its struggles, but the one constant was the leadership of Dan Muller. They believed in the coach. It obviously was a talented roster, and Jackie Carmichael helped pull this team out of a hole. Here he is in his 4th tournament. He is the leader of this team, and this team with a lot of talent from top to bottom, led by Carmichael, but certainly Dan Muller has been able to guide them, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do. There's no denying what they're capable of.
All right, Tom, and the head coach of the Illinois State Redbirds is Dan Muller. And Mark, don't you think he's really grown as the season has moved along?
No question. This is a guy that has learned on the job as a head coach, was a highly successful assistant coach at Vanderbilt under Kevin Stallings, and then took over the head job. And it has been up and down, but I think we're seeing a young coach that is learning his way through and has done a nice job.
Here are tonight's starting lineups, a presentation of Coventry Healthcare. Visit CoventryHealthcare.com for more information. Health, wellness, Coventry Healthcare. Deion Mitchell is growing as a point guard as he is playing in his sophomore season. Tyler Brown, this guy can score. He comes in averaging 18.1 a game. And, of course, Jackie Carmichael, he's first team All-Missouri Valley Conference, a member of the MVC All-Defensive Team. Be watching for number 32, Jackie Carmichael, as well as Seth Tuttle, number 10, a sophomore who is becoming a big star in the league. And the head coach of the University of Northern Iowa Panthers, Ben Jacobson, in his 7th season with the program, 147 victories. His teams coming into this year have logged 4 straight 20-win seasons. He's 2 away from doing it again.
And they've had 10 straight 18-win seasons. In their entire Division I history, they only had 6. And Ben Jacobson in his 7th season, a big reason for that long, consistent streak.
And let's take a look at the series history between Northern Iowa and the Illinois State Redbirds, with Illinois State leading 36-28, and UNI won both regular season games of this past season. And the Redbirds lead the Panthers in Arch Madness action 5-3. As the teams get the final words from their head coaches, the officials, as assigned by the Missouri Valley Conference tonight, Mike Stewart, Kelly Self, and Randy McCall. Along with Mark Adams, Tom Ackerman, Scott Warman, I'm John Rooney at Scott Trade Center. We hope you enjoy it tonight. The final game of the quarterfinals, leading us to a pair of semifinal games here tomorrow, and then the championship. That'll be on CBS on Sunday. And here we go. Seth Tuttle in the middle with Jackie Carmichael. Illinois State in gray with the red numbers. Northern Iowa in white with the purple numbers. 20 minutes on the board. Here we go. And the ball is tapped to the backcourt for Johnny Hill, a 6'3 sophomore from Glendale Heights, Illinois. There's Carmichael in on Tuttle with the first shot of the game. Off the glass, and we are underway.
Number 10 in white versus number 32 in gray. That is exactly the matchup we want to see tonight. Tuttle versus Carmichael.
Inside, a block by Carmichael. An easy all-time shot blocker at Illinois State. Here's Brown. Counted a 3 for Tyler Brown.
The 1-2 punch of Illinois State. Tyler Brown and Jackie Carmichael, they can knock you out.
Illinois State in Missouri Valley Conference quarterfinal games, a 20-7 record. Here's a shot off the glass that won't go down for Jake Cook. Tyler Brown to the front court. There he is beyond the three-point line. Carmichael at the point. Number 2 is Bryant Allen. Wilkins. And that spins off to Seth Tuttle. Northern Iowa down 5-0 with the ball. James with the running one-hander too high off the glass. And that's tipped over to Bryant Allen. Hardly knew Bryant Allen with the haircut.
Looks good.
It does. Carmichael was fouled. And let's check out the keys to success with Mark Adams here.
The big 2. Carmichael, Brown versus the balance of Northern Iowa. And when you talk about Illinois State's inside scoring versus the free throw advantage in late game situation, when you've got a Jackie Carmichael, you can bet that offense is going to revolve around him in the paint. But Ben Jacobson, this team really shoots free throws well, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country.
At 76%. Illinois State shoots 73 as a team. Carmichael is really amped up for this game tonight as he's off to a 4-point start and a 7-0 early going shutout here for Illinois State.
Remember, Illinois State made it to the championship game last year, one of the classics against Creighton last season.
Number 52, Anthony James from Normandy High School in St. Louis. 23 is Mark Sonnen. And Jake Cook, a senior from Wisconsin. With 4 on the shot clock, traveling the call. Illinois State gets the ball back with a 7-0 lead. Deion Mitchell, 6'1 sophomore from Texas, running the offense for Northern Iowa, and they couldn't get a shot away before the turnover.
Well, one thing I know for sure, Northern Iowa will not panic. They will stay with their package. They will grind it out defensively. This is a team with a lot of experience. John Wilkins from downtown.
Wilkins makes it 10-0 Illinois State, and timeout for Ben Jacobson and the Northern Iowa Panthers. Wow, what a run out of the gate for Illinois State. And as I mentioned, Jackie Carmichael's amped up, and everybody seems to be playing off that mark.
Illinois State just so explosive, and John Wilkins has played so well over the second half of the conference season. Gives them a guy with size that can defend and knock down the three ball. Illinois State, one of 3 teams in the country that have had 3 different players score 30 in 3 different games. Brian Allen for 30, Jackie Carmichael for 30, and also Tyler Brown for 30. All those guys are so skilled offensively. Then you add John Wilkins and the fact that he's making shots. This is a dangerous offensive basketball team.
Now, Illinois State lost at UNI last Saturday. They fell 80-72. John Wilkins fouled out of that game with 9 points, and he had 1 rebound. You get him into the mix, keep him going from the way he started here, helping to a 10-0 run, and Illinois State's going to be tough to beat.
You know, John, I've been through it where my team lost the last game of the regular season and faced the same team in the quarterfinals of the conference tournament, and we won. And frankly, it wasn't hard to get my team up, and it wasn't hard to make adjustments after the loss.
Mark Sonnen shoots 43% from the field, 45% from behind the arc. And there's Brown with his second 3-point field goal.
Now, when he gets it going, he starts looking like a professional out there. It just rains threes.
23, Mark Sonnen, averaging 10.2 points a game. He has the only scoring so far for the Panthers. Anthony James hounded by Johnny Hill. Wilkins, and here's the shot that Cook can't get down.
Good defense by John Wilkins, had a hand right in the shooting pocket.
The left-handed shot spins in and out for Brian Allen. Deion Mitchell, he pulls up at the free throw line. And there's Cook with Mitchell out front. Shooting over Allen, and this is off the back iron. Up big and strong, Tyler Brown. Brown in on Sonnen. With the dish to Carmichael, he was stripped with the ball, and a foul call. And the ball will be inbounded by Illinois State. Mitchell made the strip and the foul.
Illinois State has lost 4 out of their last 5. But this team can get on a roller coaster, both going up and then crashing back down again. But when this team plays well, they're as good as anybody in the Valley.
And a shot for 3 goes. Brown has 9. And we have 16-13 left in the first half. 16-3, Illinois State. Bullet pass low, and that goes behind Sonnen out of bounds. Turnover, UNI, and here's Chip Rank coming in along with Matt Bohannon. A change in the lineup for Northern Iowa.
Tyler Brown plays big in big games. He had 25 points against Louisville. He had 36 against Northwestern. I mean, he is just dangerous offensively. There he is.
He steps up on Sonnen. Number 22, John Eakey, is in the game for the Redbirds. Sonnen got a hand on that one. And here comes Anthony James for the Panthers.
Oh, is that great on-ball defense. That's what I love about Mark Sonnen. He's as good an on-ball defender as there is in the Valley one-on-one. Great feet.
And on the other end, a great three-point shot. Here's James with the 3-ball. Anthony James averages 12.6 a game. Their leading scorer. Wow. 19-6 in favor of Illinois State. Illinois State has an answer.
I've seen this movie before, and it sure is exciting. Tyler Brown.
Tyler Brown is amazing. Off to a hot start. And we have a foul on the floor. And Tyler Brown, he's off and shooting, Mark.
Tyler Brown right now is the hottest shooter in the Missouri Valley in St. Louis. Arch Madness, I see you, Tyler Brown.
And with 15:07 left in the first half, Illinois State 19-6 over UNI. Tyler Brown has scored 12. Closed captioning for our telecast tonight is made possible by Emerson, the global technology and engineering company. To learn more, visit Emerson.com. Emerson, consider it solved. Well, Mark Adams, your impression of what you've seen out of Illinois State right out of the gate after talking to several of their players today?
They all came up to me and said they were going to play great tonight. Dan Muller had a feeling his team was going to play well. And while this team has been on a roller coaster ride, they certainly came out very focused early in this game. But there's one thing I know for sure. Northern Iowa will answer this challenge. They will take it one possession at a time. They will get back in this basketball game.
Illinois State scored on 7 of 10 possessions, 5 3-point field goals, 5 for 6, while UNI is 2 out of 2 behind the arc. And it's Northern Iowa's basketball after the timeout, trailing 19-6. Long lob pass for 23, Mark Sonnen. Anthony James at the point. And Jake Cook. Number 4 is Chip Rank. Number 5, Matt Bohannon, and 52, Anthony James on the floor now for UNI. James, high arc, short. And the ball is tipped out of bounds. Keza Keene just watched it go on out of bounds. But Tyler Brown, my goodness.
And he is on fire right there. Look at that. That's beyond the three-point line. Just pogos into the jump shot. Comes off the screen again with the quick release. Just inside the three-point line of the NBA. I mean, this kid is firing from long range, and it's not even touching iron.
Number 15 is Nick Zeisloft. He missed 5 games with a knee injury and a bone bruise. He's back. And the loose ball is secured by Jake Cook of UNI.
I can't think Tyler Brown's going to sit very long here.
James off the glass and the iron, and it's saved into Sonnen, who scored. 5 for Mark Sonnen in the first half.
Mark Sonnen, one of those blue-collar guys. He just works and works and works.
Keza Keene. That's Cousin, Anthony Cousin, number 5. Keene will reset. Zeisloft, that rattles out for him. Cook thought about it. Off the ball fake back out front.
The Northern Iowa's got nothing inside.
And a travel call as Chip Rank faked and then moved the feet when he went up. Let's take a look at our brackets in the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Arch Madness in St. Louis. Creighton against Indiana State tomorrow, and Wichita State in the second game will face the winner of this one, UNI and Illinois State, and then Sunday the championship game at 1 p.m. Central Time in St. Louis, Missouri at Scott Trade Center.
Indiana State with big contributions off the bench today. R.J. Mahurin.
There's a foul on Tuttle, his second.
Devontae Brown played so well for Greg Lansing's ball club in the victory over Evansville. Jake Kitchell came off the bench. That Indiana State bench has not been very productive until now. Couldn't happen at a better time for Greg Lansing and the Sycamores.
Long lob pass out to Tyler Brown. And then it's stolen by Deion Mitchell. Mitchell with the head up, surveying the defense and his teammates. Tuttle setting the pick from the corner. And that's too strong for Mark Sonnen. You don't see him do that much.
It's a very difficult thing coming off of your senior day, a home victory against Illinois State, and then have to face them in the first round.
Oh, Wilkins missed the layup. Now we'll see if Deion Mitchell and company can get some points on this trip. Coming off the miss on the other end. That's like a 4-point swing if they do, and there's a foul called. That's on Keza Keene, his second personal foul. Back in, Bryant Allen, number 2 for Illinois State. Cousin and Keene go out. Johnny Hill also re-enters the lineup for the Redbirds. And on the inbounds pass, it's junior Chip Rank from Cedarburg, Wisconsin. 12:29 and counting in the first half. There's Sonnen, but foul called on Deion Mitchell. After Mitchell had the dish for Sonnen. Before Sonnen could get the shot away, Mitchell was whistled for his second foul.
Now, sometimes when you run that dribble handoff, you end up in a situation where it's a moving screen.
Now Brown out high. He's going to let it fly. A three-point attempt that's short, and that goes out of bounds.
Mark Sonnen got on his shoulder right there. Tough release for Tyler Brown.
Austin Peele just watched the ball go out of bounds. Number 33, Peele in for UNI. James in and Mitchell out. Mitchell leaves with the 2 fouls, and there's number 52, Anthony James. He had 19 points, 36 minutes of action last Saturday against Illinois State. Chip Rank on the handoff to Matt Bohannon.
Well, without Seth Tuttle in the game or Jake Cook, this becomes very much a donut team right now. Tough to manufacture points around the basket.
33, Austin Peele setting the screen. Here's the shot by Bohannon. That rattles in for 3.
Part of the all-bench team in the Missouri Valley.
19-11, Illinois State with the ball and the lead. Jackie Carmichael to an open Wilkins, who elected to put the ball on the floor and got the crawl. Thought he made a mistake there, not just going up with the shot, but he made it pay off.
Yeah, he was wide open on that initial look and put the ball on the floor.
James used up the dribble, and a near steal by Carmichael cost him a foul. Carmichael's first foul, and that's the 3rd on Illinois State. But Illinois State's leading by 10 as we go to break. It's a 10-point lead with 11:13 to go in the first half. Arch Madness in St. Louis in the Missouri Valley Conference. Our Missouri Valley Conference standings are a presentation of Purina Dog Chow. Total care nutrition for your dog. Creighton advances to play tomorrow. The regular season champion trying to make a bid to win the automatic berth to the NCAA by winning another tournament championship. But Illinois State gave them a run, an overtime game before Creighton won last year. Wichita State looked good. Had some really good spurts fighting off a challenge from Missouri State. Missouri State made a very good showing here at Arch Madness.
Well, here's the bad news for the rest of the Valley. Ron Baker is now back and healthy. And his first game back off the injury had 15 points tonight. He played very, very well, and they missed him. He was 5 for 7, 3 for 5 from 3, 15 points tonight for Ron Baker, the Wichita State Shockers. That dude can play.
And Wichita State got past Missouri State. We'll play the winner of this game in the semifinals tomorrow. Anthony James to the baseline, and he stepped out. Allen stayed with him step for step. UNI turnover. Illinois State with a chance to add to a 10-point lead with 11 minutes left in the first half. Illinois State started out 6 for 9 from the field. Since then, 1 out of 4. UNI 2 for 7. Since then, 2 out of 5. That goes down.
He went through 3 defenders in order to get that shot off.
14 for Brown. Just 4 points shy of his season average, and we have 10.5 minutes to go in the first half. Mark Sonnen with Chip Rank out front. James on the handoff. Cook sets the pick. And we have a whistle that stops play. And the foul is on Cook, his first.
Watch Tyler Brown. Gets by 1 defender. Look at him move sideways through another defender, over a 3rd defender without the charge as he floats right over the last defender. And sometimes you don't need to run an offense. Just run Brown. Brown left, Brown right, Brown up the middle.
And Brown down the middle. There's Bryant Allen out high. He's going to try to create some points. But the rebound goes to Anthony James in the white jersey for the Panthers. 10 minutes to go in the first half. James with the ball fake, and now he advances on Iki. Chip Rank, the junior. Cook with the pass inside for Rank, and he was pushed. Iki commits the foul. That's his first. 4 team fouls now in Illinois State and 5 for UNI. The Panthers play it in from the baseline. Jake Cook.
Well, Northern Iowa is not going to foul you very much. They're number 17 in the country. They only foul you less than 15 times per game.
Too strong for rank. Johnny Hill wipes the glass clean. Allen and Brown. Brown with the shot over Sonnen. Count it!
And Sonnen just shakes his head.
What else can he do, Mark? He was right there with him.
He was right with him.
First half points for Tyler Brown, who has scored 36 in a game for his career high and also 35. James with a 3. He has 2 of those 3-point field goals so far in the first half.
Yeah, Anthony James, one of those guys that can score in bunches as well.
Off the miss, here come the Panthers. James scored the last trip down. He shoots from downtown. That's short for Johnny Hill.
That was a bad shot. They had no prayer for an offensive rebound on that shot. Way too early.
Tyler Brown. And a reach called on Anthony James, his first. Earlier in the game, Tyler Brown.
He is just wearing out defenders. This is Mark Sonnen, who's as good on the ball as anybody. He's got the hand up. He's in position. And watch Sonnen's reaction. Tyler Brown goes up. And Mark Sonnen just can't believe what he's seeing.
Just shaking his head going back to try to get some points on the other end. And John Eakey will inbound here. Keza Keene is in along with Anthony Cousin, number 5. Keene, number 0. Takes the pass from John Eakey. 8:24 and counting in the first half. Illinois State leading 26-14.
When Illinois State wisely is giving Brown the ball every possession.
Eakey with the miss. On a bounce, Seth Tuttle sends it the other direction. Number 1, Deion Mitchell back in the lineup. Mitchell stepping up, feeding low for Cook, who's fouled by Keza Keene. And that's Keene's 3rd foul. That's going to put Jake Cook on the line. Jake's brother, Adam, was the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year in 2010. And many people have made comparisons between the two brothers. But hasn't Jake Cook had a good career on his own?
He's had a great career in the 106-year history of the Missouri Valley. He's totaled over 1,000 points, 600 rebounds, 100 made threes, 100 assists, 100 blocks, and over 100 steals. The only other Valley player in history to do that is Kyle Weems, Missouri State. That's a pretty good career.
That's a great career. Another free throw here for Cook, and he spins it through. Now a 10-point lead. Illinois State with Johnny Hill bringing it up. 6'3" sophomore out of Glendale Heights, Illinois. Jackie Carmichael to the seat of his pants to Hill. And he pinned that one against the backboard and the rim. Tuttle on the outlet. The two-hand pass for Mitchell. Mitchell in traffic and a foul against the Redbirds. We're going to break. And Northern Iowa will be on the line when we come back. They're down by 10.
Illinois State up by 10 here in our fourth quarter final of Arch Madness. Want to remind you, coming up, it's our halftime report brought to you by State Farm. We'll give you some all-conference awards coming up at halftime. Also, we'll give you first half highlights and stats from the first half as well between Illinois State and Northern Iowa. As we send it back down to Mark Adams and John Rooney. John.
Okay, Scott, even though it's a 10-point game in favor of Illinois State, do you feel the wind changing and the momentum changing a bit for Northern Iowa?
It's changing because of Deion Mitchell. He now is getting into gaps, and he attacks so well. You know, it reminds me a little bit of Isaiah Cannon from Murray State when he goes there. I like the way he's inviting contact. That's what you want from your strong guard to go in there and make plays just like that.
Well, he's really growing in the position. Last year, Deion Mitchell had 57 assists and 74 turnovers as a freshman. This year, 105 assists to 75 turnovers.
He certainly doesn't have the shooting range of Isaiah Cannon, who, by the way, scored his 2,000th career point tonight. But he's a guy that off the dribble, he's got that low center of gravity. He's got great strength in his legs and upper body, and he's not afraid to go ahead and get contact from big guys.
He got the spin on that one. That's the first scoring tonight for Deion Mitchell. 26-18 Illinois State. Coming down to 7.5 minutes left in the first half in St. Louis.
Northern Iowa switching off on this little dribble handoff routine from Illinois State.
Here's Carmichael working against Tuttle, drawing the double team with Cook coming out there on him as well. Carmichael in the lane, and a charge is called. Carmichael with his second foul.
Mark Sonnen always has vision on the backside. Number 23 in white, look at him. He establishes his defensive position. Carmichael goes in him, and you don't have to hit him flush. You don't have to hit him right in the middle of the chest.
Now off the bench, John Wilkins. Carmichael was over on the bench. And Wilkins, now they tell him he can come into the game. There's the horn, and Carmichael takes a seat. Northern Iowa's ball down 26-18 with 7:18 left. And a 35-second shot clock with 7:18 to go in the first half of play. We're set to resume.
I'd like to see Northern Iowa stay in that attack. Get a couple reversals. Look for Deion Mitchell. Continue to attack. There's Mitchell right there.
And there he goes. Fanning it out for Bohannon. Mitchell had an opening and takes it all the way in as he was able to get past Johnny Hill. And Hill is favoring his right ankle. He's not moving very well. He's grimacing in pain as he comes to the front court.
Well, Mitchell recognized it and used him off the dribble.
There's Hill at the point. Hickey, 22, sets a screen. And Tyler Brown, who scored 17 in the first half.
And they're running a second defender every time Tyler Brown catches it. There's a second defender to force him to give it up. Look at that, right there.
Brown in traffic. 4 on the shot clock. Takes the long three, and that spins out. And in the fight for the ball, Wilkins, he touched it, and then Matt Bohannon knocked it out. Tonight's Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete of the game is Illinois State's number 22, John Hickey, a junior forward from Independence, Missouri. Hickey averages 6.6 points, 4.3 rebounds, 1 block shot per game during the 2012-13 season. Hickey, who has a 3.22 grade point average in business administration, is a 2-time MVC Scholar Athlete Choice. Our congratulations to John Hickey.
Also, let's give credit where credit is due. Colt Ryan, the Scholar Athlete of the Year in the Missouri Valley, ended his career tonight. Over 2,000 points for his career. One of the great players in Missouri Valley history.
Hickey with the miss, but it slapped right back to him. There's Allen. And he had an open look, but couldn't score it. Cook seals off with the rebound. UNI's on a 9-0 run since 9:03 to go in the first half.
That's because Deion Mitchell was simply slicing and dicing this defense.
You were saying? 6 for Mitchell. It's a 4-point game. Illinois State had a 15-point lead at 9:22 to play. High arc and good. Brian Allen.
Boy, this has been such a guard-dominated game here tonight.
Mitchell scoops it in. He has 8 in the first half. A 4-point game. Allen cut off by Mark Sonnen. Zeisloff, good outside shot in the game. There's Wilkins, too strong on the fadeaway. And they were boxing out, the Panthers, with Mitchell racing to the front court and on Cousin and couldn't score it.
He gets a layup whenever he wants it. You could see as soon as he got the ball 70 feet away, he's just going to take it to the basket.
But that
Somebody
time he
stop
couldn't
me.
finish.
They can't.
Now Cousin with 20 on the shot clock, coming down to 4.5 left in the first half. A 4-point advantage for Illinois State. Here's Cousin, fanning it out. The ball fake, now the shot. Wilkins misses it again. From Chip Rank, to Deion Mitchell. Mitchell looks to the sideline to his head coach. Gets the instructions from Ben Jacobson. Sonnen. Count it! 8 points for Sonnen, his second three-point field goal tonight, and it's a one-point game with 4:08 to go in the first half. This is a Deion Mitchell show right now, and has been for about the last 10 minutes.
Just watch Deion Mitchell use his body in order to explode past defenders. He uses his lower body, his upper body. He shields the ball. Watch him just attack right there. He's inviting contact. Nobody can guard Deion Mitchell right now. And from behind the three-point arc in the NBA, Mark Sonnen, when he gets his feet set, is as good as there is in the country. Number 9 in the country at 45% from three, Mark Sonnen.
Averaging 10-2 a game, Sonnen has 8 points after hitting his second three-point field goal. And Northern Iowa has erased 14 of that 15-point lead that Illinois State enjoyed not that long ago. UNI has scored on 7 of its last 9 possessions during a 16-2 run.
Let's just go one-on-one between Tyler Brown and Deion Mitchell and see who wins.
We may see that before it's all said and done, and that was tapped out of bounds by Jake Cook. Illinois State will have 23 on the shot clock, 3:55 on the first half clock when we come back. 1-point lead for the Redbirds. Here's our score with under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Illinois State's 15-point lead has been whittled down to 28-27 over Northern Iowa. You know, the Larry Bird Trophy is given annually to the Missouri Valley Conference's outstanding men's basketball player. Emerson is excited to be the proud presenting partner of this year's award. Visit MVCSports.com to learn more. Emerson, consider it solved. Earlier tonight, the question was asked, what is the state bird of Indiana? And I thought it was Larry. It's actually the Northern Cardinal.
I was going to say, I think it's a cardinal.
The Northern Cardinal is the state bird, but I thought they changed that to Larry after all of his success with the Sycamores and then the Indiana Pacers.
And at Belmont, it's Rick.
And, of course, his playing days with the Boston Celtics, but he's done a pretty good job in the management end as well. Jackie Carmichael dumps it low for Iki. Carmichael the assist. Iki with his first field goal.
He caught the basketball and he did what good post guys do. He looked over his shoulder to read the double team first, saw it and reacted to it. Little 2-3 zone here from Illinois State coming out of timeout.
And the shot by Bohannon. Count that one. His second three-point field goal. 30-30 our score.
You love a guy that can shoot it and never turns it over. That's Bohannon, number 5 in white.
Back to the tie ball game. And that shot won't go for John Iki. A chance for Northern Iowa to take its first lead of the game inside 3 minutes to go.
Well, with Deion Mitchell out of the game, now all of a sudden all the shooters for Northern Iowa in the game against this zone.
Sonnen had that rattle out. And the steal by Cook as Tyler Brown dribbled right into it, and the layup goes for James. There's the first lead tonight for UNI as we come down to 2.5 minutes left in the half.
Ben Jacobson knew that they might have been a little punch drunk from the first couple roundhouses, but this team has a way of getting off the mat and responding.
Here's Carmichael with a turnaround, and he got the bounce. That's 6 for Jackie Carmichael, first team All-Missouri Valley Conference. James, the stutter step. The shot off the back iron. One-hand rebound. Up post so big and strong for Jackie Carmichael.
You talk about climbing the ladder.
And he had an arm there just to brace himself because he did all the work with the right hand, the right arm. Here's Brown. No. The follow goes. And that's Johnny Hill's first field goal.
One of those versatile point guards. Got size, goes the offensive glass for you, defends well. Number 44, Johnny Hill.
Matt Bohannon has hit a couple of threes. Chip Rank, number 4. 1:30 to go in the first half.
Sonnen, Rank, Bohannon, all dangerous from behind the arc. There's Anthony James.
And he can hit a 3-ball. As James forces the issue from the corner, he's picked off. Hill lost it to the end line, out of bounds. Jackie Carmichael. This guy is a force inside for Illinois State.
Look at him look over his left shoulder. That's what you should do as a post guy. You can read the double team. And then Anthony James in the full court. Jake Cook gets the steal. James finishes.
Now back to live action. James with 1 minute to go in the first half, and Sonnen, perfect release, perfect form. He has his third three-point field goal and 11 first half points.
Quick draw, Mark Sonnen.
What a first half comeback, down 15, UNI leads by 1. Inside, the turnaround is short for Carmichael, with Chip Rank sealing off. And in the scramble, how's this going to come out? Timeout called by Northern Iowa. And here's the scramble for the ball over by the Northern Iowa bench.
50-50 balls. This is what gets you to the semifinals from the quarterfinals. And Chip Rank somehow gets a timeout right there.
And UNI will have the ball with a 1-point lead. When the MVC TV network takes its cameras on the road, it considers these properties home away from home. These hotels consistently support the MVC television network. Please call or visit the websites of these properties when making plans to follow your favorite team away from home.
I like all of them. They've been our home away from home all season long. You know, one thing when you watch Jackie Carmichael, sometimes his athleticism just continues to impress you. Watch this. Kind of holds off with that left hand. I'm not sure that's legal or not, but he got away with it.
Well, what he was able to do with the right hand took the attention away from the left hand.
Really amazing. Really amazing.
He's gotten better and better and better, hasn't he, Mark?
He really has. He just worked on his game, and he's a great young man, too. One of the finest guys you'd ever want to hang around with. The only guy that I've ever seen get a rebound and have his foot touch a guy in the face or the chest or whatever coming down from a rebound.
And I'd hope he'd have a chance to play at some area of the next level, whether it's in the NBA or whether it's overseas, because he brings a lot to the table other than just athletic ability. He's a great person and a great personality.
He really is.
Northern Iowa watching the shot clock tick down, 3 seconds difference. Sonnen, and that's a 3 attempt, no good for Chip Rank. 3 seconds left. Hill pushing the issue, the spin move, the shot, and he's short as the horn sounds, and what a first half we had. With a 15-point lead at 9:22 to go in the first half, Illinois State looked like they were going to try to breeze through this one, but Northern Iowa had other ideas, falling back for a 1-point lead at halftime. Wow, what a first half. And now it's time to visit with the head coach Ben Jacobson of the Northern Iowa Panthers for tonight's St. Charles Convention and Visitors Bureau plan for the second half. Here's Tom Ackerman.
All right, John, thank you. Well, Coach, you withstood the three-point barrage by Tyler Brown, and here you are.
Yeah, we finished last game on Saturday in a box and one, and probably should have started this game in a box and one the way Brown started. But he's very capable of doing that, going on runs like that, and we did a better job on him as the half went along, and I thought our offense got a lot more aggressive as the half went on.
And defensively?
Better. The last 10 minutes were better. They didn't get as much in transition, and I thought we forced Brown to shoot some tougher shots, and that's really what you got to be able to do. We got to force him to shoot tough shots, and he's going to make some, he's going to miss some.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thanks to Ben Jacobson, Tom Ackerman. Our Chat with the Coaches is brought to you by the St. Charles, Missouri Convention and Visitors Bureau. When making plans to attend the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Championship, go to www.historicstcharles.com or call 800-366-2427. Well, Tyler Brown was hot right out of the gate with 17 points, helping Illinois State to a 15-point lead. But at halftime, the Panthers have come all the way back to lead by 1, 35-34 at Arch Madness.
Obviously, Ben Jacobson has made an adjustment defensively by running that second defender at Tyler Brown, which means somebody else got to be open, somebody else has to make a play.
Coventry Healthcare proudly presents the second half of tonight's Arch Madness 2013 game between Northern Iowa and Illinois State. And the UNI Panthers will have the ball first. Right in front of us, Jake Cook will inbound. And Northern Iowa on offense to open up our second 20 minutes of play in the last game of the night here on this Friday. Tuttle has not scored, number 10 for Northern Iowa. Anthony James, Jake Cook was open, and he takes it all the way in. He'll be going to the free throw line. That rolled off, and for Jackie Carmichael, he picks up his third foul. Frontier Communications is in its first year as the presenting partner for the MVC Fan Hangout during Arch Madness. The MVC Fan Hangout, located at the Sheraton St. Louis City Center, is the perfect gathering place before or after your game. For additional information, visit archmadness.com/fans. Three fouls on Jackie Carmichael, and we have 19:43 to go in the second half. And on the line, Jake Cook. Cook scored 2 points in the first half, both from the free throw line.
Well, Jackie Carmichael is so important to this Illinois State basketball team. 14 double-doubles, which makes him number 13 in the country. He's one of the top 30 rebounders in the country, top rebounder in the Valley. And now, Dan Muller has some serious decisions to make.
4 out of 4 from the line tonight for Jake Cook.
Now, Carmichael is a senior, so as a head coach, you hope that he'll make wise decisions as far as defensively, especially away from the basket.
Now here's Allen off to the side, and the rebound and the putback for John Wilkins. He has 7. Back to a 1-point game. Northern Iowa with the lead.
This is if Brian Allen can take away Dion Mitchell. Look at how the defense focuses on Mitchell, and so they just flip right down the middle of the paint for the easy layup.
And Tuttle scores his first field goal. Here's Carmichael pushing toward the basket and muscling that shot in. He has 8.
It was so guard-oriented in the first half. Now the big guy's starting to get involved offensively.
Sonnen out high for Cook. Cook watched by Wilkins. And James will reset the offense here for Northern Iowa. James had an opening. He stops, hops, and it won't go. Carmichael seals off with the rebound. Jackie is averaging 9.4 rebounds a game. He has 4 tonight.
There's Tyler Brown against Mark Sonnen. They go inside again.
Carmichael scores, and he's going to be on the line.
Jackie Carmichael on the right-hand block. He's like a big old Brahma bull right here. He just lowers that left shoulder and just powers up to the basket.
1 free throw for Carmichael after Dion Mitchell fouled him. That's 3 on Dion Mitchell. This is beginning to get interesting. Carmichael with 3, Mitchell with 3. Carmichael short on the free throw. So Jackie at 10 points has put Illinois State back in front by a point.
Well, Illinois State tasted a lot of success last year, went to the championship game against Creighton, and then had some success in the NIT as well. So this is a postseason team, and a lot of these guys played on that team last season.
Cook and Tuttle playing inside-outside, and Northern Iowa couldn't score. Here's Allen. In and out. Rebounded by Jake Cook.
Everybody on the floor right now for Illinois State played for that team last season. And Johnny Hill was more of a bench jockey on that team, who's earned significant minutes with the departure of Nick Moore.
Nick Moore, he made a big difference, didn't he, Mark?
He really did. Just a very special freshman last season.
Here's Sonnen. He was open, but too strong on his three-point attempt. The 5th rebound of the night for Jackie Carmichael.
You feel Jackie Carmichael exerting his will now on both ends of the floor.
Ryan Allen for Iki. Allen on the wing. Allen used up the dribble, needs a little help, gets it from Tyler Brown. Brown pulls up, off to the right.
Good defense.
There was Jake Cook, very good defensive on that possession, a defensive stand as Northern Iowa. And there's a three from Jake Cook, his first field goal. He has 7. Hill. He scores the one-hander as he got the step inside Jake Cook.
You know, it's interesting to watch two teams at the 18-17 win level when they know that they're probably good enough to go to the NCAA tournament, but this is the only route through the Valley Championship.
Now Hill to the front court. We're tied at 42. Lots of time on the shot clock at 20 seconds.
I'd really look to get it down to Carmichael.
Carmichael is watched by Seth Tuttle. Tuttle, a sophomore for Northern Iowa. Carmichael, the senior for Illinois State. Now Brown. And he is called for the foul. Positioned by Jake Cook. Gives Tyler Brown his first foul tonight. And the ball will belong to Northern Iowa when we come back from this timeout. And March Madness for the mascots. Northern Iowa and the Panther. The Redbird from Illinois State. It's our third tie. We've had 5 lead changes in this game. Right now, 42-42. And tonight's Missouri Valley Conference scores and schedules a presentation of Casey's General Store. Casey's, famous for pizza. 3 finals leading up to this game with Creighton advancing. Indiana State hanging on to beat Evansville. And Wichita State outplaying Missouri State. Missouri State played a very good game. Great effort for Paul Lusk's team. But Greg Marshall's Wichita State Sharkers will play in the semifinals tomorrow against the winner of this game. It's tied between Northern Iowa and Illinois State right now.
And a couple of the headlines. Creighton, Doug McDermott now the all-time leading scorer in Creighton history. Indiana State, the bench production led by Devontae Brown.
And Wichita State getting some help from the disabled list.
Yeah, Ron Baker's back. That's bad news for everybody else. Went for 15 points.
Bohannon, number 5. Chip Rank, number 4 in the game, along with 33 Austin Peel for Northern Iowa. Sonnen and James make up the 5 on the floor for the Panthers. James, too strong. But there's Rank inside, and he's blocked off. There's Hill to take it away. Allen misses the 3 ball. James looking ahead now. He'll proceed. He turns around, pushes it off the glass. His first field goal in the second half gives James 10 points tonight.
Sneaky by Anthony James.
Well, I'll shoot it. No, I'll shoot it anyway, and he has 10.
With Brian Allen, who's really struggled offensively. And of course, Tyler Brown, he's been held at 17 for a long, long time now.
Oh, nice rotation for Ickey's 3-point field goal. That looks like his shots from a year ago.
Yeah, X-Factor guy. When he shoots it well, Illinois State's very difficult to defend.
Ickey hasn't scored in double figures in the last 9 games. He's up to 5 now in this one, coming off the bench tonight for Coach Dan Muller. James off the mark. Number 1, Tyler Brown. 2-hand pass for Ickey. Brian Allen. John Wilkins inside. And that's Johnny Hill. Hill picks it up. He scores it, and he'll be on the line. He got the bounce and the basket.
Watch Anthony James go left-hand side and just pivot around. All of a sudden realizes, hey, I'm open. I'll knock it down. And John Ickey, a guy that at times has struggled with his shot this year, that time looked very, very confident. And then Johnny Hill, a guy that was a bench warmer last year, got limited time. When Dan Muller came in, said, listen, whatever happened last year, that's over. It is wide open. And Johnny Hill is taking advantage.
Johnny Hill on the Missouri Valley Conference most improved team, averaging 7-8 a game. He has 7 points tonight. Illinois State Had a 15-point lead in the first half. Now a 4-point lead for the Redbirds. Sonnen back in, along with Cook. Number 1, Deion Mitchell.
Well, Deion Mitchell also had 8 points in the half. He has not scored in the second half. So everything that happened for Tyler Brown and Deion Mitchell just hasn't happened until right now for Deion Mitchell. Finally got in the gap.
Cook has 9 and the assist for Mitchell. Keene on the bounce pass for Wilkins. Tuttle is with him. Keza Keene, freshman guard, playing with 3 fouls. Wilkins. And there's Cook. He's able to keep the ball. No. Icky disrupted the concentration. Out of bounds to Illinois State. Let's go back to Cook on the other end.
Well, Mitchell gets into the gap right there. That's the play. And Jay Cook makes it look easy on the layup on the backside. But Deion Mitchell, you know, John, I think that kid, when he really decides he wants to take over a game, he can do it. I think Northern Iowa needs him to do it again here in the second half.
Well, he was a major contributor to their comeback in the first half. There's Brown. He has 20.
That's his first basket since the 9:22 mark of the first half.
6 3-point field goals for Tyler Brown. Cook, short. Zeisloff watches it go out of bounds to Illinois State. A 5-point lead for the Redbirds as they'll play it in with 12:47 left in the second half. Zeisloff goes out. No, he's going out of bounds to trigger the inbounds pass to Keza Keene.
Tyler Brown scored on the last possession because of the switch off. Mark Sonnen has been blanketing him, and he switched off of him, which allowed Tyler Brown to get an easy shot off. I don't think you switch off Tyler Brown at all.
Keene, and he was bumped by Mitchell. That's the 4th foul on Deion Mitchell. With 12:33 to go in the game, jumping off the bench, senior Anthony James will replace Mitchell in the lineup for the Panthers. That's a big move.
Yeah.
That 4th foul is a big occurrence in this game.
Yeah, he took over in the first half and looked like he was ready to rev it up again.
And Brown is strong out of the gate. He's bumped and fouled by Jake Cook. The 2nd foul on Cook. And for UNI, that's 4 team fouls to 2 fouls for Illinois State in the second half.
Another switch off on that on-ball screen, and Tyler Brown, when he sees Mark Sonnen is not guarding him, he smells blood in the water.
Keza Keene and Icky out front for Illinois State. Jackie Carmichael. The handoff to Tyler Brown. And with the ball kicked, 25 on the shot clock, Illinois State will play it in. I like the fact they don't reset the shot clock.
Yeah.
They haven't been doing that for a while now on a kick ball. And in Johnny Hill, out, Tyler Brown. 51-46, Illinois State. 25 on the shot clock, and here's Hill accepting the inbounds pass.
Where Carmichael really working hard, and he is surrounded in the paint.
Keene from the free throw line. 10 on the shot clock. And we have a foul on Keene. For Keene, his 4th personal.
Well, Northern Iowa just so well prepared defensively. The scouting report on Illinois State, a guy like Keene can get out of control. Mark Sonnen steps right in.
He's there again.
That's the 2nd time he's taken a charge. We've seen Cook take charges. We've seen Tuttle as well. Northern Iowa's always in good position. They're so well coached that way by Ben Jacobson.
So Tyler Brown's over on the bench. Keene, before fouls, goes to the bench. Ryan Allen is back in. Tuttle on the handoff to Bohannon. He keeps possession. 10 on the shot clock. Tipped and stolen. Here comes Carmichael. And he is fouled. He'll be shooting 2. Carmichael will be on the line when we come back. He has scored 10 so far tonight, and his Illinois State Redbirds lead 51-46. Well, here's college basketball's answer to baseball's 7th inning stretch. At the under-12 timeout in the second half, Northern Iowa's interlude. As they brought the interlude to St. Louis to Arch Madness. You know, Emerson is proud to bring you tonight's Larry Bird Trophy update. And the results are in as Doug McDermott wins his 2nd straight Larry Bird Trophy, and he had some very good competition in the first team all-conference team in the Valley.
Well, we're seeing Jackie Carmichael tonight, Colt Ryan on the right, a 2,000-point scorer. Jake Odom lives on to fight another day after a gutty performance to move to the semifinals, and Cleanthony early in that Wichita State team. Very, very dangerous now with the addition of Ron Baker and Cleanthony early. That gives you a great perimeter 1-2 punch.
Learn more about the Larry Bird Trophy. Visit MVCSports.com. Emerson, consider it solved. Carmichael to the line, shooting 2. 11 for Carmichael. He's 3 out of 4 from the line, and this one tonight. The shots in play at 11:31 to go in the second half. The ball is tipped out to Matt Bohannon. So Carmichael has scored 11.
It's going to be interesting to see what Northern Iowa does with Deion Mitchell on the bench. Now, Anthony James has to take control of the possession.
Mark Sonnen spots up. And there's Carmichael getting inside. Seth Tuttle for the rebound.
Back-to-back shaky offensive possessions for Northern Iowa since Deion Mitchell went to the bench with 4 fouls. And I think Deion Mitchell, yep, he's coming back.
He's over the scorer's table ready to come back in. John Eakey. Dick Zeisloff. Here's the fadeaway, high arc and short. And there's Jake Cook. Cook hit the deck. And he'll join his team on the offensive end now. Anthony James going to the corner, hanging and finding Seth Tuttle. Under 10.5 to go. Illinois State, the man-to-man. Tuttle coming out to take the pass, stepping up, dropping the ball low, and Cook is stripped of the ball. And in the scramble, it's a held ball. The possession arrow will take it the other way. Illinois State with the ball.
Boy, Seth Tuttle with some slick interior passing, but Jake Cook not able to finish the play.
Illinois State leading by 6 with the basketball and coming down to 10 minutes left in the second half. Johnny Hill along with John Wilkins. Number 2, Brian Allen. Jackie Carmichael from the double team. He splits it but lost the ball to Deion Mitchell. Mitchell inside Hill, scores it. There you go, Mark.
I like the way he changes directions and also changes speeds in 94-foot situations. So hard to guard.
A 10-point night for Deion Mitchell. Here's Hill. And that's too strong. Sonnen on the outlet for James.
Give it to Mitchell again.
James all the way in this time, but too strong with the layup. Jackie Carmichael clears the glass.
The one thing I thought Indiana State did a great job this afternoon, when they found a hot hand, they just kept giving that guy the ball, regardless if it was a guy off the bench or a starter, it didn't matter. I think a lot of teams could take a page out of that
Carmichael and a foul called on Jake Cook. Let's go back to Deion Mitchell.
Watch the way he changes speeds. He comes up with the loose ball, and I watch him. Pretty full throw, then he stops, then he accelerates again. That changing of speeds can be absolutely deadly to a defender.
Hill will inbound. 16 fouls for UNI, 3 for Illinois State in the second half.
So many guys just want to attack, and it turns into a charge. When you change speeds like that, it allows you to be more under control.
Changing speeds, changing directions. Here's Wilkins. He thought about it. Hill steps up on Mitchell. The one-hander short. There's the volley. And the turnaround goes for Wilkins. He has 9.
Another one of those other guys that can make a play for you. Deion Mitchell, again, once contacted, gets it.
Wilkins with the foul. But here was Wilkins on the other end of the floor on the offensive end.
He struggled so much early in the season, then was inserted in the starting lineup, and it was this John Wilkins turned into his dad, Jeff Wilkins, all of a sudden. Of course, his dad, Jeff, played at Illinois State back in the mid and late 70s.
2 for 2 from the line for Mitchell, a 69% shooter. This one's in play at 8:49 to go in the second half, with Northern Iowa down 54-48. Icky in for Wilkins. Change in the Illinois State lineup. Mitchell missed 2, and Carmichael is there for Illinois State. Icky has 1 3-point field goal tonight. And that pass is stuffed, and a foul on Tuttle. Tyler Brown hit the floor hard, and he gets up favoring his left leg.
Well, there was only one option on this loose ball, and that was a sellout for both players. And the foul on Seth Tuttle.
Tuttle poked the ball away, but as Tyler Brown was trying to gather it in with the dribble, Tuttle fouled him. The third foul on Tuttle. Brown to the line. His first time to the line tonight, an 81% shooter. Looks for his 21st. He has 20 points. 1 2-point field goal.
You can always tell the guys who have had floor burns in their career because they learn how to slide on the floor.
And there's Brown on the miss, missing the front end of a 1-and-1. .8:20 and counting in the second half. There's Sonnen. The ball fake for Bohannon. He lets it go, and the tip by Tuttle. Tuttle has 4. A 4-point lead for Illinois State.
Even with that big lead by Illinois State, Northern Iowa continues just hang around in this basketball game. They were down big in the first half.
You know what happens when teams get to hang around this time of year? They make it very uncomfortable on that team that's trying to maintain the lead. And that goes down. Hill has 9 points. A 6-point lead for the Redbirds. And the pass goes over Mitchell. Tuttle just lobbed it over Deion's head. And as that goes out of bounds to Illinois State, the Redbirds will be looking to add to a 6-point lead when we return to Arch Madness in St. Louis. We have Arch Madness in St. Louis this weekend. An NCAA Division I men's basketball March Madness is coming to Kansas City. You can experience it live and celebrate 75 years of March Madness, March 22nd and 24th at Sprint Center, hosted by the Missouri Valley Conference. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets and make a date with champions in Kansas City. Here we have 7:29 to go in the second half, a 6-point game favoring Illinois State. Illinois State with the ball after the timeout, with 35 on the shot clock. Inbound, Brian Allen, a junior from Maplewood, Missouri. Transferred in from Minnesota, was a football player before playing basketball with the Redbirds.
Boy, he's really struggled to score. He went off for 30 earlier in the season, but has not found his stroke here tonight. Carmichael
open. 13 for Carmichael. The spin move. Mitchell blocked by Carmichael. Brown scores it.
Boy, who was the guy right around the rim just in case it came out? The guy who blocked the shot, Jackie Carmichael.
Timeout, Northern Iowa. Jackie Carmichael has 13 points, and he was all alone underneath. Carmichael and the Redbirds lead by 10. 10-point lead over Northern Iowa here in St. Louis. And tonight's day in MVC history is brought to you by Cook Portable Warehouses. March 8th, 2004, the first ever double overtime championship game. Arch Madness MVP Ben Jacobson had a game-high 26 as UNI captured its first MVC tournament crown 79-74 over Missouri State at Scott Trade Center. Need room for your stuff? Visit cookportablewarehouses.com for more information. Ben Jacobson, the player, not Ben Jacobson, the coach now at UNI.
Watch Jackie Carmichael as he gets the block, and then watch what happens next. Tyler Brown, look at him sprint. Jackie Carmichael, number 32. Even if Tyler Brown misses it, Jackie Carmichael is right there. He ran a 47-second 400-meter in high school. He was recruited to K-State to play track. He wanted to play basketball.
Settle in the lane. Sonnen in there. Mark Sonnen. He has 14. That's his fourth three-point field goal. Now Hill. He scored 9. Here's Carmichael. And that shot was altered. Good defense by Tuttle and Jake Cook pressing the issue as well.
Huge possession right here.
Cook is fouled and he'll go to the line. He has 11.
Deion Mitchell is deciding to take over this basketball game. Man, he takes a bump as well as any guard in this conference. He just stays right on track. When I say take the bump, I mean when defenders come over, they try to bump him off his line. He doesn't move off that line.
Well, it was a 10-point lead a moment ago, down to 5. As Jake Cook tries to make it 4. He does. 14 for Cook. Now this turns into a big possession for Illinois State. Losing a 15-point lead in the first half. A 10-point lead down to 4 here in the second half. Carmichael on the run in the jam. Big possession indeed for the Redbirds and their senior big man Jackie Carmichael.
They're looking for Sonnen.
He dumps it low for Tuttle. Tuttle makes the move, blocked by Wilkins. Gets it back and is fouled. Let's look at the Jackie Carmichael dunk.
Jackie Carmichael. Athletic. He may not only be a 47-second 400-meter guy. How about a long jumper as well?
Long jumper, high jumper, you name it. But he just committed his 4th foul and goes over to the bench for the Redbirds.
Well, that is huge.
16 fouls for Illinois State, 7 for UNI, so the Redbirds are in the 1-1.
They're calling that foul on the floor and not a shot foul, and Ben Jacobson wants to know why. And I think he might have a legitimate beef.
Northern Iowa gets a possession and not free throws. Oh, inside for the easy shot. Cook has 16 now.
Well, maybe there was a reach on the floor before the ball was presented to the basket.
Let me correct that. 14 for Cook. And the turnaround won't go for Hill, but he runs it down. Inside 5 minutes to go in the game.
Now without Jackie Carmichael, this is a donut offense. There's nobody inside.
And the layup won't go for Allen. Here's James pushing it to the front court. Inside 4.5 to go. 62-58, Illinois State. Anthony James. Tuttle, number 10. And we have a whistle. Stopping play with 4:17 to go. John Wilkins with his second foul. The team fouls are even at 7. Mark Sonnen goes to the line. He's 25 for 26 from the free throw line this season. Nick Seislop, redshirt freshman from LaGrange, Illinois, Lyons Township High School, back in for Illinois State, playing for the first time in 6 games. Sonnen on the line.
Remember that free throw advantage for Northern Iowa? Could come into play right here. The number 8 free throw team in the country. Over 76%. And we are approaching late game mode right now.
One more for Sonnen. And it's a 2-point game. A 10-point lead is down to 2. Sonnen has scored 16 tonight. Now Hill for Illinois State.
Jackie Carmichael back in the game.
Carmichael with 4 fouls for Northern Iowa. Number 1, Deion Mitchell has 4. Wilkins, and it's poked away by Cook.
He walked.
And with the traveling violation, turnover. Illinois State will have the ball after our inside 4-minute break. And 11 seconds on the shot clock. We'll be back. Left in the second half. UNI is on a 10-2 run in Illinois State. Lost a 15-point lead in the first half, had a 10-point lead here in the second half, and now it's a 2-point lead for the Illinois State Redbirds. They'll have the ball after the timeout and a fresh 35-second shot clock. Illinois State will have John Wilkins inbounding. Jackie Carmichael is also in there with Johnny Hill, Tyler Brown, and Bryant Allen.
On the foul situation for Deion Mitchell with 4 and Jackie Carmichael with 4. Those are 2 guys been the most productive here throughout this basketball game for UNI. And Jackie Carmichael in the second half for Illinois State.
Carmichael couldn't haul in the low pass. Saved by Johnny Hill. Open in the corner. It's Brown. And he stepped out.
Well, Jackie Carmichael just kept that ball alive. Just a full-out dive for it, and somehow Illinois State got the ball back. Tyler Brown.
Brown wasn't even in the building.
He's out of bounds when he catches it. That's when you know you have range. When you pull the trigger from the 3rd row.
Here's the shot by Cook, and it spins off. Inside, Carmichael was there, but so was number 44, Johnny Hill. Illinois State with a 2-point lead.
He's a player with no boundaries.
And he misses that shot, and it's volleyed into into Wilkins, and Allen with the shot. It won't go. 2 white jerseys around the basket. In fact, here's Illinois State at midcourt, and the ball will belong to Illinois State after a timeout called by the Redbirds. And just when you think you're going to have a nice transition, Illinois State throws a wrench into the whole works.
Boy, Johnny Hill just staying with it, just like Jackie Carmichael did on the last 50-50 ball. Big time rebound by Seth Tuttle right there. And Ben Jacobson was beside himself as Johnny Hill somehow gets his hands on the ball again and calls timeout on the 50-50 ball.
2:55 left to play. It's 62-60 Illinois State, and the Redbirds have a chance to increase that lead. Yet another chance. The Redbirds come out with John Wilkins inbound, along with Tyler Brown, Bryant Allen, Jackie Carmichael, and Johnny Hill.
When Illinois State needs a basket late game, they often go to their on-ball screen package for Tyler Brown. Usually the guy that's screening is Jackie Carmichael.
Carmichael takes the pass and gives it right back to Johnny Hill.
And here comes Brown. There's your screen.
Brown blocked as he got to the baseline, out of bounds, and it belongs to Illinois State with 16 on the shot clock. Seth Tuttle was there at the baseline. He's got a hand on the ball. Brown from a double team. Throws it off the glass, and the ball will go the other way as Seth Tuttle took the contact.
There's something called verticality in college basketball, and it may have applied right there for Seth Tuttle. And what it means is when you are a defender, you don't necessarily have to hold your ground. You can jump straight up when the contact comes to you. And if you have established your guarding position, that can be called an offensive foul.
And the long pass is tipped out of bounds. And this is some effort tonight for both teams, but Tyler Brown showing the effort on the defensive end, but we've seen much of the game on the offensive end, especially early from Brown tonight. .2:15 and counting in the second half.
Deion Mitchell, make a play. Get the ball to number one, have him make a play.
Here's James, too strong. Tyler Brown with the rebound and a 2-point lead. 2 minutes to go. The last Illinois State points came at 5:55. We're at 1:50 to go in the game now. Hill, Brown, in there.
Well executed play.
24 for Brown.
They went to their last option on that play. Very patient, very well executed.
Now Cook out of control, just threw it up there, and Illinois State gets the ball right back with a 4-point lead.
Deion Mitchell doesn't need to be subservient in this situation. He's got to be the alpha dog right now.
20 and counting on the shot clock. 1:10 to go in the second half. Illinois State with the ball and a 4-point lead over UNI. That goes down for Brown. He has 26. Timeout with 59.6 seconds to go. A 6-point lead for the Redbirds. Tyler Brown with 26 tonight. Here are his last 2 shots.
You've got to step up and show some leadership in tight situations. Tyler Brown is that alpha dog for Illinois State.
Tyler Brown. Tyler and the Illinois State Redbirds lead by 6 with just under a minute to go. And let's check out our players of the game, a presentation of Coventry Healthcare. Visit CoventryHealthcare.com for more information. Health, wellness, Coventry Healthcare. Tyler Brown with his 26. Deion Mitchell, 10 points. A couple of rebounds for Mitchell tonight. He's had 5 assists. He really forced the issue when UNI fought back from 15 down in the first half to take a 35-34 lead. Then they whittled away a 10-point lead in the second half. That has gone back to 6 for Illinois State.
Now, Deion Mitchell, only a sophomore, and sometimes he defers to Anthony James. But sometimes you need a little changing of the guard, especially in this situation where Deion Mitchell has been the best guard on the floor at times in this game.
All right, here we go with Northern Iowa. It's getting late. 58 seconds and counting. Mitchell all the way in and blocked. Jackie Carmichael.
The greatest shot blocker in Illinois State history is showing why.
There's Wilkins. He's blocked off and fouled. Fouled by Cook. That's his 4th. Jackie Carmichael, watch this show.
He changes the game with his effort and athleticism. And then Wilkins draws contact.
Wilkins is on the free throw line. He has another one coming. Wilkins has made 10. 3 Illinois State Redbirds in double figures. Brown at 26. Wilkins 11. Carmichael tonight has scored 15.
Illinois State, more than anything else, if they can figure out a way to close this out with the greatest shot blocker in Illinois State history, Jackie Carmichael, Illinois State wanted Wichita State in the worst way. They're going to get Wichita State in the semifinals tomorrow night, and one of the great grudge matches you're ever going to see.
Well, you know what happened last year as Illinois State beat Wichita State, a game that went down to the last shot of the game, and Illinois State then lost in overtime to Creighton in the finals of Arch Madness. And back to the line, Brown. Tyler Brown.
Remember the controversy at Illinois State when Jackie Carmichael got a rebound with 41 seconds to go, and his foot went into Tequil Cotton's upper body and was called a flagrant 1 technical foul. Illinois State had a 7-point lead and lost it on back-to-back Lee Anthony baskets. Illinois State wants Wichita State, and they're going to get them.
28 for Tyler Brown. UNI last scored at 4:17. Now a field goal with 26.2 seconds to go as James scores points 11 and 12 on the night. And Ben Jacobson will take a 30-second timeout here. An 8-point game in favor of Illinois State. 4:05 p.m. Central Time, the scheduled start time for Wichita State against the winner of this game. And Illinois State is looking for that rematch in the semifinals.
Well, if you are a college basketball fan, it doesn't get any better than tomorrow. Doug McDermott, Player of the Year candidate, went for 41 in the game against Wichita State last Saturday to clinch the regular season title. Goes for 23 today to earn the right to go to the semifinals. And McDermott now the greatest scorer in Creighton history against Jake Odom, one of the most cerebral point guards in the country. That's the first game. And then you've got Illinois State and Wichita State. And we've already talked about what that game means to both these ball clubs.
Now Illinois State to inbound, and Nate Buss will contest the inbounds pass. Buss, number 14, a sophomore from Charles City, Iowa, for UNI. Allen gets it in the triple team. Tyler Brown is fouled.
There's a timeout.
Timeout call. Timeout call by Allen. Timeout with 22.5 to go. Lots of contact, but the timeout was called before a foul could be called. Well, the first game tomorrow, Creighton against Indiana State, and then Wichita State and Illinois State. So Illinois State just waiting for the clock to tick down on win number 18 after going 8-10 in the Missouri Valley Conference season. And let's take a look at our brackets. Creighton, Indiana State. The first game is started around 1:35 p.m. on Missouri Valley TV. And then Wichita State against the winner of this one. Illinois State leads by 8 with only 22.5 seconds to go.
And the roller coaster ride continues for Illinois State. They opened the season at 9-3. They opened their conference play at 0-6. Then won 7 out of their next 8. Then lost 4 out of their last 5. And it looks like they're going to pull this one out tonight. Maybe that roller coaster is back on track.
Now the inbounds pass. The lob for Carmichael. Into the front court for Hill. Allen is open. That's taking some time off the clock. Sonnen stops the clock with his second foul. 16.6 to go. A double-double for Jackie Carmichael, 15 points and 10 rebounds.
His 15th double-double this season. He was 13th in the country coming into this game in that category. Now he adds to his double-double list this season.
One more for Brian Allen. Jackie Carmichael playing his 130th game, 107 starts at Illinois State. Boy, he has come up big. After losing a 15-point lead in the first half, building a 10-point lead, having that whittled down to just 2. Now back to 8, maybe 9 here. 9 indeed. 3 points for Brian Allen. James racing to the front court, takes the three and scores it. He has 15. 12.2 seconds to go. Hill fouled, and if that's on Mitchell, and it is, it's his fifth.
You know, John, over at the hotel this evening before coming over to the late game, I got on the elevator and there was a couple from Illinois State and a couple from Wichita State. And they started talking about the game in Normal. And the couple from Illinois State said, "We just want to tell you, we want you tomorrow night." That's how serious it is at the Sheraton in St. Louis right now.
But they didn't go to blows or come to blows.
Oh, no.
That. Okay, good.
Only because I was there to officiate.
Yeah, good for you. You maintained the peace. But it will be wild here tomorrow with two terrific matchups. Creighton, the number 1 seed against number 5 Indiana State, 135 tip. And then Wichita State, the number 2 seed against Illinois State, the number 6 seed. Hill to the free throw line with 10.4 to go. Hill is in double figures with 10.
Man, I can't wait for tomorrow night. This is setting up to be a tremendous semifinal night in the Missouri Valley Arch Madness.
11 for Johnny Hill, 73-65 Illinois State. James hit a three the last time down. Air ball here. And now the clock will run out, and Illinois State improves to 18-14 and advances to play Wichita State in the semifinals in a game that starts just after 4 o'clock tomorrow. 73-65 Illinois State. They had to hang on and rebuild a big lead after they lost a 15-point lead. And they were able to pull away in the second half, and Jackie Carmichael led the charge, didn't he, Mark?
Jackie Carmichael, with his shot blocking ability, with his athleticism, with that 47-second, 400-meter speed, he is just such a tremendous athlete. When he turns it up, man, is he dominated.
Well, Jackie Carmichael, a double-double tonight. Tyler Brown scored 28 points. And Illinois State is going to play against Wichita State just after 4 tomorrow. Creighton against Indiana State. 1:35 for the tip-off. And you're going to see it all right here on the Missouri Valley Conference Network. We have number 1 against number 5 in the first game. The number 2 seed Wichita State against number 6 Illinois State in our second game tonight. And we hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to say thanks on behalf of our entire Missouri Valley Conference crew. Now for Mark Adams and for Tom Ackerman, Scott Warman, I'm John Rooney. So long from Arch Madness at Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, Missouri, and we'll see you tomorrow.